My name is Annemarie Martin. I am Housing and Short-Term Program Coordinator at TCC in the International Department, and I'm also the Immigration Advisor. I am from the Netherlands, so I grew up in Europe, went to school there, and then I believe I was 23 when I came to the US. Yeah. So when I was 22, I graduated from college, and I've always wanted to study abroad for a year. So that's when I moved to Washington, and it was just going to be for 1 year. And I went to Green River Community College as an international student for 1 year. So that's when I moved to Washington for the first time. It was exciting. It was very exciting. I know you guys might feel the same way. Because you don't know anyone. They speak a different language, and I was able to understand and read English pretty good, but my speaking wasn't good at all. It was very hard to translate the words. So language-wise, I was very quiet. And people I noticed were very different here than in my home country. In my home country, people don't talk a whole lot. They kind of stick to themselves. But here, people always say hi and hey, what's up? And then they continue to walk. And it's like, yes. You just asked me a question, but you keep on walking. Like, why are you doing that? So little things like that were really weird. But I also found that people were very welcoming. Like, it was Thanksgiving a few weeks after I came here, and one of my classmates that I didn't really know very well heard that I didn't have any plans or any family, so she just invited me to come to her home and have Thanksgiving with her family. So in that way I thought it was really, really welcoming. So when I was 23, it's about 10 years ago, I came here as a student, and I stayed in the US for 1 year as a student. Then I met an American boy. So when I went back home, I was engaged. So after we got married, I moved back to Washington State. And when I was a student at Green River, I started working for them part-time as a student in the marketing department. And I continued doing that when I went back home. I helped them with the marketing and outreach in Europe. So then when I moved to the US, I was still working at Green River part-time, and then ended up having a full-time job there in the ESL department. It's like our EAP department. And when this job opened up, I applied for it and I got it. So about 7 years ago, I came to TCC to work here. So it started out as mostly homestay. Homestay coordination, so I work with host families and students that want to live in homestay. And also help students with moving to an apartment if they have any questions about that. And then we got more and more short-term programs that came in, so I was leading those as well. So it's really short-term programs, like 4 weeks that come in. Or if you're familiar with the Kidikishu students or the Global Discovery Program, that's also a program that I'm working with, that I coordinate. And then when other people left and I was still here, I kind of took over the immigration advising, so I'm doing that as well. And now I have help with homestay, but a lot of my job is still homestay and immigration advising. Okay. To make sure that you guys are all legally here in the country. The people, the students. When I think I have a quiet, slow day at work, something could happen and it gets really busy. So I would say you never know what you're going to get. When you go to work one day, something could happen, or students might be in tricky immigration situations, or and because a lot of the students don't have their families here, we get the most random questions in our office because students don't always know where else to go. And so I guess that's what I like about it, the variety and the students to work with them.